Welcome everybody to another at-home yoga practice with me, Emma. It's lovely to have you. Today we have a sun salutation sequence to really get the body energized, to get us moving, to build some fire and some heat in the body. We'll do lots of variations and options that hopefully you can all access together. We're going to start in mountain pose. If you want to come find a space at the top of your mat. We're just going to take a moment to connect the feet here, prepare ourselves at the beginning of our practice. Belly draws in, there's a softness in the knees, shoulders relax. Maybe roll the neck side to side a few times and really get comfortable here. Easy breaths in, easy breaths out. Feeling long through the spine. And we're going to build up through the sequence today. So starting up in mountain and finishing down in Shavasana. On your next breath in, inhale, reach the arms up, big stretch. And exhale, fold over. Let everything hang loose, soften the knees if you need. Stepping back to plank. We'll lower to the knees, down through to the belly. And inhale, a little cobra, lift the chest slightly. Exhale, release. Press through child's pose. Hips back towards the heels. And then lift the knees, come up into a downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs. Engage through the hands so we lengthen the spine. And then we simply walk our feet to our hands or hands to feet. And we take a forward fold. Soften again through the legs. Be heavy through the shoulders. And inhale, sweep the arms up all the way to mountain. Bring the hands down through center. Going to repeat that again. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, soften. Forward fold. Stepping back once more to plank. Drop to the knees, lower to the belly. Inhale, a little lift of the chest, press into the hands. Exhale, soften. Through child's pose. And we come back up. Downward facing dog. Little moment here, pedal out the legs, find movement through the hips and then stillness. And we walk back up to that forward fold, hands meet with the feet. Hang loose and then round. Sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. Take a moment here, couple of breaths in your mountain. Just readjust your mat if you need to. Bring feet together. This time, sinking the hips down, we're going to come into chair pose. You can have the arms up by the ears at prayer position at the chest or hands on the hips. You decide. Sinking down through the hips. Weight into the heels. Breath in and then exhale, forward fold. We're going to step the right leg back, drop the knee, come up into a low crescent lunge here. Maybe sink forward in the hips. Lift up out through the spine and then exhale, lower down. Step back to plank, lower to the knees and belly like we've been practicing, or maybe engage through the belly and lower down through a press up to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Pressing back to plank or child's pose, and we lift up, downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. And then slowly walk your hands and feet back together. Forward fold, breath in, breath out. And then we'll step the left leg back. Drop the knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up, low crescent lunge. Big breath in and then exhale, frame. And we step back to plank. Lower to the knees and then the belly, or again, shoulders away from the ears as we lower through that press up. Maybe coming into a cobra or up onto the toes, tops of the feet, upward facing dog. Maybe we drop back down into child's pose, or we roll over the feet, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out, and then slowly walk hands, feet together, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come all the way to mountain. Bring the hands down at center. Lovely. We're going to do that once more. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, sweep up to chair. You can sink lower if you can, hands at heart. Big breath in, big breath out. Fold over the legs. Inhale, step the left leg back. Drop the knee. Inhale, come up, low crescent lunge. Exhale, frame the foot. Step back to plank. You can lower to the knees again, or maybe you try that press up, or you lower halfway and then pull the chest through, upward facing dog. Maybe you drop to child's pose, or you roll over into downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Walk hands and feet together. Forward fold. Inhale, lift a little bit and step the right leg back. Drop the knee, come all the way up, low crescent lunge. Exhale, frame the foot, step back to plank. Knees to belly, or lower through that press up, or halfway chaturanga. Pull the chest through, upward dog, and we meet together in downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. This time drop down to the knees, take the arms down by the side of the ankles, and we'll come into a child's pose. So snuggle the hips back, you can bring hands to feet and rest forehead down, or you can stack the fists and create a little pillow for your forehead, or you can have the arms out in front. Taking a breath in here and a breath out. A moment to relax. Stay with the breath. Imagine breathing out through the back of the body, ribs expanding, lungs expanding. And then we slowly peel ourselves up to all fours. Just adjust your mat if you need to. So wrists coming under shoulders, knees under hip points. Inhale, drop the belly. Come through with the gaze, cow. Exhale to round. Inhale. Come through, drop the belly. Exhale, round. Once more, inhale. Exhale, round. We're going to take a moment to open the heart here. So keeping knees under your hips, we're just going to walk the hands out in front. And maybe drop down onto the forearms, perhaps sinking the hips back a bit, but try and keep the hips lifted. Maybe we drop the forehead down, happy puppy or melting heart. Let the chest and the shoulders melt down. So we're kind of allowing everything to sink here. Big breath in, big breath out. To come out of the pose, draw the belly in, start to press up onto the forearms and walk the hands back to that tabletop. Tuck the toes, coming up into downward facing dog. Neck is neutral, lift the hips. Good, pedal out the legs if you need. And then we'll walk to our forward fold. Coming to stand at the top of the mat. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Sway a little bit. And we sweep the arms all the way up. Big stretch. Bring the hands down through center. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And as you bring the hands through center, just lift up through the right leg for a moment. And then just take a step back. Drop the heel down, toes slightly out. Warrior one. Bend into that front leg, sweep the arms back up. Just relax through the face, through the shoulders. You can bring hands to hips if you want to. Engage through the legs. And then we're going to take elbows, opposite elbows, or interlace fingers, draw knuckles down, open the chest. And maybe we stay here. This is enough for us, bending into the front leg. Or we start to fold towards that thigh. Coming slightly on the inner edge of the thigh. Maybe this is enough for us. Humble warrior. Breath in, breath out. You can stay in that upright position if you want to. And then come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. And then with momentum, start to bend into the front leg and sweep that right knee all the way back up. Give yourself a hug. Back into mountain, taking it to the other side. Just adjust yourself if you need to. And then inhale, lift up through the left knee. As you bring hands through center, take that step back, drop the back heel. Bend into the front leg, reach the arms back up. Warrior one. Interlace hands behind you or take hold of the elbows. I'll demonstrate elbows this time. Staying here or begin to fold forward. Press that right hip back as you come down towards that inner thigh. Big breath in, big breath out. Sweep the arms all the way back up, warrior one. And with that momentum, start to come forward, press up and lift that knee, give yourself a big hug and bring the foot back down. Coming back into mountain pose. So I'm just going to turn to face you guys now. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift up through that right leg. You can take the arms wide to help balance. Ground into that standing leg, press into the big toe. I like to think of the feet as monster munch feet, you know, those crisps, spreading out wide. Imagine your toes like that. Take hold of that knee with your right hand, left arm out, and just take the knee out to the side. Preparing for tree pose. Maybe bring the foot to ankle, calf, or inner thigh. If you sink down into your hip, lift up into that standing leg, squeeze the glutes gently, press down through the foot and engage the lower belly. Maybe hands at heart and focus on your breath. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. And then to release, just gently release that foot, draw the knee back in, give yourself a squeeze, place it down, taking it to the other side. Inhale, lift up. Take hold of that knee with the opposite hand. Nice, strong standing leg, and we open out. Placing the foot at the calf or the ankle or maybe to the inner thigh. Press foot and thigh together, squeeze the glutes, lift up out of that standing leg, draw the belly in, connect to the center of your body. Brilliant. Press down through the big toe of the right foot. Soften the face, smile perhaps. Easy breath in, easy breath out. Maybe find a point to focus on. And then slowly, with control, release that leg, bring it back through center, give yourself a squeeze with that knee, and then place the foot back down. Lovely. So I'm just going to face the other way again. We're going to take a little quad stretch. So grounding down into the left foot. Inhale, take hold of the ankle of the right foot, left hand on hip. And then just draw that heel towards the bottom whilst pressing the knee in the opposite direction. Lovely quad stretch here. And then you might begin to kick that foot away from you, coming into dancer pose. Maybe the left hand comes out in front. opening the shoulder here. Maybe this is enough for you. Or you start to lean forward a little bit, reaching further away with that left hand. And then slowly bring everything back in. Draw that knee in. Give yourself a hug. And place the foot down, taking it to the other side. Ground into the right foot. Inhale, lift up the left knee. And take hold of the ankle. And start to draw the heel towards the bottom as you press that knee away from your quad stretch. And then hand on hip. We start to kick that foot away. Maybe start to lean forward, maybe reach the right arm out in front. Pressing the foot into the hand, opens out the shoulder. Be mindful of your lower back. We don't need to go too far forward. Find the balance and the stability. Big breath in, big breath out. And then draw everything in. Lift that left knee back up to the chest, squeeze. Place the foot back down. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, soften, forward fold. Step back to plank or hop back, jump back. We can lower to the knees, then to the belly, or we can do our press up all the way down. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog onto the tops of the feet. And then finally one more downward facing dog. Lovely, then drop down to the knees. This time take them as wide as your yoga mat, big toes to touch. And we come all the way down. Soften the elbows and rest the forehead on the ground. If you find it hard to bring your hips to your heels, come up first, snuggle the hips down, and then begin to fold over. Big breath in, big breath out. Reaching the arms away if they're not already, just look towards your fingers and walk the hands over towards the right side whilst grounding the hip towards the left heel, side stretch. Breathe into the left rib cage. And then slowly come through center. Take them over towards the left side, hips ground towards the right heel. Big breath in, big breath out. And then come back through center. Bring yourself up to all fours. Coming back into that happy puppy pose once more. So knees under hip points. Walking the hands a bit further out as we drop down onto the forearms. Press the hips up to the ceiling. Melt the chest down towards the ground. Forehead rests. Or you can create a little pillow and bend your forearms in and rest your forehead on your hands. So we create a little lift of the head if that feels more comfortable. So we don't have to go as low. And then gently press in, lift up through the belly, draw yourself into the center of your mat, coming into a kneeling position. We're going to come into camel pose to open up through the chest here. So you can sit back on the heels if that feels good, or you can tuck the toes and sit back on the heels like this, lifting the ground up to you. So we'll start with baby camel, placing the hands behind us. We're going to lift up through the chest, so inhale, lift the chest, maybe begin to press the hips up, pushing the quads towards the ceiling, gentle engagement through the glutes naturally happens. Opening the front of the shoulders and then lower all the way back down. Take a twist to the right and a twist to the left. Once more, twist to the right and a twist to the left. Staying with that variation, or perhaps you want to take a slightly deeper bend into the back. So coming up onto the toes. We'll start off with the left arm. So place the right hand on the heel, and we're going to lift the hips up and then reach the left arm over. Really engage through the chest, squeeze the glutes, protect the lower back. Imagine someone's pressing you up from the middle of your back between the shoulders. And then lower down. Swap the hands over. So place left hand on heel, lift the hips, reach the right arm up. And then come all the way down. Untuck the toes, take those twists left and right. Lift up and twist. Lovely. Just sit for a moment here. Breath in, breath out. And then slowly make your way onto your sitting bones. We're going to come into a little strength exercise, boat pose. So bring your feet to the ground, hands behind your knees, taking hold of the creases. Roll the shoulders down for a moment, belly in, and we start to lean back, maybe lift the toes, parallel shins, maybe point or flex the feet. And we can stay here holding the back of the legs, great for the arms and the biceps, drawing thigh and chest together, or maybe we release the hands and hold here. Breathe in, breathe out, hold, strong, breath is moving in and out, smile, and then release, cross the legs for a moment. And we're slowly going to come down onto our backs. So placing the feet back on the ground, slowly with control, roll yourself down. Draw knees into chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Press down through the soles of the feet. Arms come down to the side of the body, knees are pointing up to the ceiling. Connect through the big toes, gently draw belly down to the spine as we lift the hips up. Press down through the feet, engage belly to spine, gentle engagement through the glutes. Neck is nice and neutral. Breath in, breath out. And then drop down through the belly, just drop knees left and right for a moment. And then draw right knee into the chest, take the left leg out long, squeeze in here, and then draw the right knee out to the left side, supine twist. You can hook the foot on the back of the left thigh if that feels comfortable, and imagine twisting through the rib cage. In and out. And then come back through center, squeeze the right leg in, and then swap over. Take the right leg out, left knee into the chest. Draw that knee out to the right side now, and maybe hook the foot on the back of the right thigh or the knee crease. Twisting now through the left rib cage. Big breath in, big breath out. And then come back through center. One last squeeze, both knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, little rock side to side, and then we take our legs out long for Shavasana. Palms facing up, ankles rolling out, open through the front of the hips. Maybe a little wiggle to get comfortable through the backs of the shoulders and the hips. And we give ourselves an internal thank you and appreciation for our bodies, for making this time to practice, whether it was this morning, this afternoon, or this evening. Give yourself thanks for making that time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for my practice. And you can stay here as long as you need to in your relaxation. You can just pause the video and just let yourself enjoy this moment of rest. When you're ready, bend the knees, place the feet on the ground. And we'll roll over towards the right side. Hold here for a moment and then press yourself up, coming into a comfortable seat. Cross the legs. Big breath in, big breath out. Hands together. Again, quietly say to yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you. Brilliant practice today. Great job, everybody. I'll see you again next time. Enjoy. Take care.